I'm demonstrating how to do a jean pocket. Keep in mind that the steps for doing a jean pocket are the exact same steps as doing a slant pocket, which is a straight line. The jean pocket is the curve. You're going to have 3 pieces for each pocket. One is the lining, one is the pocket facing, and the other piece is what's called the pocket applique. That's so that when this pocket is finished, you see the self fabric instead of the lining. You want to overlock the edges of the pocket facing and the pocket applique before you start sewing. They need to be attached to the pocket before you sew it to your front. So you're going to line them up the way they sew on the cut edges, and then just tack them down with the single needle. And I like to stitch right in the middle of the overlock because that keeps the overlock from snagging and pulling after the pocket is constructed. The pocket facing is fused to stabilize it. The pocket applique is not, or does not need to be, depending on your fabric. I'm doing the same thing. I'm lining up the cut edges and then I'm stitching down the center of my overlock. Always trim as you go. You don't want to leave all these threads loose because they'll end up interfering with your work. So once your appliques are attached and your facing are attached to the pocket lining, then you want to line it up with your body. The pocket goes face to face to the body. You'll notice that the seam allowance on the pocket facing is 1/4 inch. This eliminates having bulk inside the cut edge or the finished edge. Because of the curve, whereas we don't clip these curves in the industry, it is a good idea to snip the curve when you're doing it for yourself. Make sure that you stay a 1/16 away from your sew line so that you don't cut through where you've already stitched. You now want to understitch, which you want to fold the pocket over. So that the facing and the pocket are laying towards the inside of the garment. And again, you're going to edge stitch. You want to make sure that you're holding it flat, and I'm actually pulling a little bit to the pocket side so that I make sure I don't get any pleats or tucks. The understitch takes the place of what we call underpressing in tailoring, so that it lays nice and flat without having to get up and go back and forth to the iron. Once your pocket's done, or your pocket opening, you want to sew the bottom of your pocket. It's a good idea to French seam the bottom of your pockets because that makes them stronger, and so that they wear better as your hands go in and out of the pocket. So you're going to fold the pocket wrong side to wrong side. So a small quarter back stitch at the end, trim, and then you can thumb press or finger press the seam allowance towards one side. Doesn't matter what side because we're going to be stitching again. You're then going to turn the pocket so that it ends up right side to right side. When you're turning a corner, a good trick is to put your thumb inside the corner that you're going to turn. Fold the seam allowance down so it's laying in the position you want it to lay inside the pocket, and then turn it, popping that corner out. You'll get a perfect corner every time, and you don't have to clip, and it lays flatter. Clipping weakens the intersection, so it's always better to turn the pocket by folding it, and it lays flatter if you turn it the way that it's going to lay inside the garment. Okay, so we're now going to French seam, which means we're now going to stitch a fat corner. We've turned it so that it's now face to face. As you're turning, you can again fingernail press this so that it folds right on the edge of the sew line that you already sewed. I like to do a fat quarter here. It makes it a little bit stronger. And then you sew all the way to the end. Again, back stitch on the inside corner. And trim. So this is the inside of your pocket back. You're now going to go to the right side. You can go and press this, your curve at the iron. Being careful to not overpress. Overpressing is worse than underpressing. Now you want to line your pocket up to its coordinating notches. So this pocket folds to here. And do a stay stitch. You want the stay stitch to be slightly shorter than the actual stitch that you're going to use to do your waistband. If your pocket is correct, the outside of your pocket on the top is going to be wider than the underneath. That's so that you have room to put your hand in and out of your pocket. It also compensates for stitching in. All the top stitching that's done on a pocket edge, a lot of times will make it shorter. So you want to make sure that that extra is lined up exactly flat against the side seam so that nothing is standing out. You stay stitch this down as well. Again, stitching smaller than what your seam allowance is. If you start a little above and sew a little below, then you don't have to back stitch, which eliminates bulk inside the seam allowance. And that is your jean pocket.